Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I don't even know what day it is. Thursday? Happy Thursday, everyone. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Coffee and Cards. I'm kind of uppity because I drink most of my coffee already, which I never do. I usually drink it with you guys. But today I was like, I need my coffee. So now I'm wired. So you've been warned, wired and still drinking. Welcome, Sandra. Hi, everybody who's just hopping on. If this is your first time here, I'm Stacy Luna. I'm a tarot card reader and teacher, life coach, energy healer. I work on self-esteem, self-love, things like that. If it's your first time here, we do something called Coffee and Cards. My feed works a little differently than some of the other feeds. I have phenomenal mods, so tap the screen for the mods. I have the best mods in the biz, and everybody gets a free card. Today, actually, we're gonna do 2 cards today. I usually only do 1 card, but today we're gonna do 2 cards. Everybody gets 2 cards, and we're actually gonna do past life healing. So 2 cards today, past life healing for absolutely everybody who joins. Thanks for tapping the screen. Thanks for being here. We are going to do past life and the shadow work around the past life, like what it is how that's showing up in today's life. And then, as always, if you have a specific question that you need answers to, I work with 2 tarot decks, so I read a little different than other people do. But if you have a specific question you want to ask me, you can do Cash App or Venmo. My links are right in my bio. And for $10, you can get a question to any answer, and it is a very thorough reading. I make sure that I have all the answers, especially the energy around the situation. Shirley, is my ex Timon going to reach out? Hi, Shirley. If you have a specific question, you can Cash App or Venmo me. In a minute, my mods will get on and they'll ask you to drop your first name, last initial, and you only have to do it 1 time, and everybody gets a past life energy card. A lot of times, if you're really concentrating on what the question is, because I channel with every reading, you will get an answer to whatever it is that you were thinking about. The other thing is I have no memory whatsoever. So if you ask me a question right now, I will not remember that later to be able to associate. I won't be able to tell you what I've said after I've channeled it. It's a combination of what happens to me when I am channeling and that I'm a stroke survivor and have very little short-term memory, which is a little difficult for everyone around me. But that is why my mods are so important. And they will be on any second. And when they get here, Miss K will say, drop your first name, last initial. We ask you to not to spam because you don't need to. I feel like it's so important to be seen and heard that I have trouble myself. I could be on another tarot reader's live, and when they're saying spam, 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 and I'm spamming and I'm spamming and I'm spamming, and they don't pick me, it does something to my nervous system and it really affects me. And because of that, I just knew that that is not how I would run my life. So we've been doing this about 3 years now, and how we do it is everybody gets a card. Like I said, today we are going to be doing past lives, and then we're going to be doing the healing energy and the shadow work around the past lives. So today everyone's going to get 2 cards for free, totally free, 2 cards for free, every single person. I think Valentine's Day is a hard day for a lot of people. I think it's hard when you're grieving. I think it's hard when you're alone. I think that there is a lot of propaganda to make you feel like you're less than if someone isn't bringing you roses. And I think social media makes it so much work. And I think it's extraordinarily difficult, and I wanted to do something kind today for everybody, for anyone who had a hard time yesterday. I see some questions coming in here. If you have a specific question, Cash App or Venmo me. Let me see if I've gotten any. I have not seen any. Cash App or Venmo me, and I will answer the question. Please also, if you can put the question in the Cash App or Venmo, that is really helpful for me. I have a hard time seeing. You had such a hard day, cried all day. I'm here for you. That's why, honestly, I totally get it. It's a very hard day. I think it's very hard on teenagers. So it's a $10 donation. You can ask me any question you want, and you get a very thorough reading and an answer for any question you have. As soon as my mods get on, in about 5 minutes, my mods will be on. Subscribers go to the top of the list. So if you subscribe, it's like $2 for the month. You immediately go to the top of the list. We usually have about 100 to 150 people that we do each morning for the Everybody Gets a Card. So you know, it gets going and the energy gets fast. Like I said, Miss K will be in any minute, probably in the next 7 minutes. And she'll ask you to drop your first name, last initial. Everybody usually gets 1 card. Today we're going to do 2. We're really going to dive into shadow work today, since that's what I do the most of. If you don't know what shadow work is dealing with the things that we don't like about ourselves, or we've been told are unlikable or unacceptable our whole lives, right? And what's so interesting about that is what happens then if we've been told a characteristic about ourselves is unlikable, if we see it in another person, we immediately hate them. It has nothing to do with them. We just immediately are like, yuck, this person's not for me. They're unlikable. Well, the truth is we think we're unlikable. So shadow work teaches us to love all the ugly pieces of ourselves. And that's what we're going to work on today. Past life shadow work, the energy around what happened to you in your past life. And here is Miss K. Good morning. Everybody, please tap that screen for Miss K. Send your favorite emoji. Any second, she's going to ask you to drop your first name, last initial. You only have to drop it 1 time. Everyone's getting 2 cards today because Valentine's Day is hard. So we are going to do past life shadow work, what happened in a past life, what you need to work on today. It's going to be super, super fun. And then if you have a specific question, as always, you can Cash App or Venmo me. I will answer that specifically. If you want to work with me one-on-one, my schedule opens in exactly 6 days. So you can go online and book an appointment with me. The link is in the bio. And I will be working again full-time, seeing clients all week, starting next week. Those appointments are filling up very quickly. So check that out if you want to work with me. All right. How are we all feeling? We all feeling good? Ready to conquer the day? Okay, I would love it if you do a one-on-one with me. We do it over Zoom. I do some in-person now. I have been doing some in-person at a hair salon. That has been really, really fun. But mostly I do everything over Zoom. Super, super affordable. Check out my website, and then you get a copy that you can keep for the rest of your life. I know a lot of people don't like to give copies of readings, but I do, because sometimes things make no sense, and then 6 months later, 8 months later, even 2 years later, you're like, oh, that tarot reader said that, and you can go back and you can look, and you're like, oh my God, I thought that was crazy, but it turns out it's true. All right, how are we doing? Are we ready to drop our first names, last initials, Miss K? Let me see. Thank you, Miss K. Link in bio for specific questions. If you have anything you want to ask me, I will answer. But please put the question in Cash App or Venmo. Hi, welcome. Do I have a chance of winning the contest I'm in? Let's see if maybe I answer that with the questions. Here's the other thing. Really think about what it is that you want to know, because when I get to you, I always do a channeled reading with whatever I pull. So often in these things, and I think it's what's really fun about it, so often I answer the question that you're thinking about without you needing to do the $10 question. If I don't, of course, come ask me. I'm always happy to do that. But so often I answer it. And I think the people who have been around for the last 4 years will tell you a lot of times, even if what I'm reading has nothing to do, the oracle cards, with what it was you were going to ask, the energy around that comes up a lot, because that's what you're thinking about. So we will see. I'm going to start shuffling. Like I said, today, everybody gets 2 cards, not 1, but 2 cards. Drop your first name, last initial. You only have to drop it 1 time, just 1 time. Sometimes what happens when you spam, which I know you've been encouraged to do by lots of other creators, sometimes what happens is we lose the screen, and that's how people get accidentally skipped. We never, ever skip people. But when we start hearing things like, I got skipped, or there's too many skips, and there's somebody who's spamming a lot, we will have to mute you for a second. And we don't want to. I never want to mute anybody, but I do want to make sure that everyone's getting their cards, right? It doesn't feel good to feel skipped. And you know, when no one feels good to feel skipped. So that's why we do it this way, because I do want everyone leaving feeling a little bit more grounded, a little safer, like they have a little bit more control over their lives. Like that is my goal. That's why we do this in the morning. For even the mods and myself, it is really helps our day to be able to start it like this, right? All right, you guys, cheers. 1 more sip. Okay, are we ready with the names? I'm going to shuffle these 2. Drop your first name, last initial. If you're just getting on, everyone's getting 2 cards today. We are doing past life shadow work healing. Lucy, can you tag? Thank you. Luciania. Oh God, you guys. I have to wear black so I can see. Look at this. Luciania. I'm so sorry. Okay. Hacking that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Male, female in a past life. So and you've had many past lives and you've bopped between both sexes, which makes you sort of the person that everybody goes to when they need advice about the other sex because you deeply embody and understand it. It also shows that in this lifetime, you have a huge presence of both divine feminine and masculine, which is what we're all looking for. The Fool's Journey in Tarot teaches us about that. This says replenish. I think that you spend a lot of time taking care of other people and working on other people's needs, but not so much time on your needs, right? So I'm telling you, your thing is to, not feel like you have to be there for everyone else. This is some past life stuff that it's your job to make sure everyone else is okay, but you're not taking care of yourself. So listen, let's work on that. Let's set some boundaries and let's make sure that you're taking care of your needs. You got to fill your cup to be able to fill the cup of others. Lauren R. Ooh, hot card for Lauren R. The art. So in a previous lifetime, you were an artist. This shows a guitar, but I actually don't think that you were a guitar player. I actually think that you worked with like ceramics is what I'm seeing. And then I see strength. I think that it was a difficult life. I think, there wasn't a lot of fame. There wasn't a lot of money. There wasn't a lot of recognition. So, you had to like work really hard for every dollar. And I do see that there's some abundance blocks sort of around money. Like you think that everything, in order to get money, you have to do something. And that shows up a lot. Like that you don't see that you're valuable or that you deserve money. So really work on that. Check out some of my shadow work. I do have a lot of stuff about abundance blocks. That might be what next month is about. We'll see. But there's definitely some blocks around money due to a pretty difficult life in a previous life. All right, who is next? If you're just hopping on now, drop your first name, last initial. Everybody gets a card. Keep tapping that screen for the moderators because as you can see, I can't see very well. So I really depend on them. Candy J. Hi, Candy. 2 cards for you. Past life shadow work. Ooh, you have a past life in Asia. So I always feel like people who have a past life in Asia sort of know it. You know that that's probably your favorite food, the things you're most attracted to, things like that, right? I feel like that's a deep knowing. And again, we got strength and I shuffled. Did you see me like move the cards? So I'm going to do one more just to see because I don't like me pull twice. Strength and progress. So this is about trusting that even when things aren't happening fast enough, the energy around you, it's coming, right? I think that a lot of times we feel like if it's not happening fast enough, it's not happening. But a lot of times it takes a while for the good stuff to start flowing. But I would be curious if, you love Asian culture and things like that. Usually when there's a past life in Asia, you know it. Like, for example, I love Asian food, right? And my daughter loves Egypt. All she talks about is Egypt. And every time I read her, the Egypt card comes up. Usually you can tell, you can see it in this lifetime, remnants of that. But just know patience is a virtue. I know it's fucking hard. It takes a lot of work, but that is what you're here in this lifetime to work out is the patience. Tina Yu. Angels. Fascinating. Let's see what we got here. Unexpected. In a previous life, you lost somebody that you loved unexpectedly, suddenly and difficultly. It may have created some sort of, in this lifetime, it's created some sort of abandonment things where you worry a lot, right? There's a lot of energy about if someone's going to leave, if someone's going to be okay. If one of your friends is feeling sad, I do actually think that you lost someone to suicide in a previous life. And I think you're hypersensitive around all of that now and hyper aware to people's emotions, right? And you're always sort of afraid. I want you to know you can't keep anybody safe. There's not one thing you can do in the entire world to make somebody stay or to make somebody not want to hurt themselves. If they're in a place like that in their lives, you can love them, of course, unconditionally, but you can't take that on. So in this lifetime, you're going to learn how to sort of observe, and not absorb, right? As empaths, we absorb everything around us. So Find Your Light Academy is designed to sort of help you be able to observe without taking it in. You take in everyone's pain because there's so much anxiety and fear around it. All right, who is next? If you just hopped in, drop your first name, last initial. Everyone's getting 2 cards today. If you have a specific question you want an answer to, like if he's going to reach out or if he's the one or if anything, you can send me at Cash App or Venmo and I will answer that. Ghislaine, hi sweet Ghislaine. Ghislaine's been here since like day 1. We have Greco-Roman, fascinating, and transform, which I love. You have had one of those experiences, I believe, where you went from being like a servant to completely transforming and being like freed and let go and had a new life. It's interesting though, because of that, you seem to seek validation and direction from others quite a bit. And you don't feel like you can you don't know how to make your own choices like with your full chest, right? Like you kind of need guidance a lot, or you don't. Here's the thing, is you don't need it, but you think you need it, right? So you don't feel like you can make your own decisions a lot of the times. Again, that's what the Shadow Work and Find Your Light Academy is for, so that you can find your voice and you don't feel like you have to answer to others. You know, it's hard when we've been told what to do most of our lives. It's very difficult when we've had controlling people in our life or past lives, like I've just explained to you. They make us feel like we need constant validation to know we're on the right path. And you don't. You are amazing. All right. Oh, I'm glad you agree. That makes a lot of sense. Good. I'm glad. And don't forget, you guys, the Find Your Light Academy stuff's free for 2 weeks. So, you know, you can go download everything in there, sort of, see if you like it. And if you do, then you'll be excited to see what next month is. But Adrian W, trees. I always find this one fascinating. That's trees and modify. So in a previous lifetime, actually, you were an arborist. And you didn't want to be an arborist, though, which is really fascinating. You love flowers and plants. And in this previous life, you wanted to be doing something different, but you got stuck doing things you didn't want to do. You didn't want to trim the trees. It's so weird, but it's very clear. So you've actually found yourself sort of aligned, and you see it a lot where you're aligned, sort of positioned where you want to be, but like not quite there, right? This is around a work energy a lot with you, where like, you're parallel sort of to the position you want to be in, but you don't know how to make the pivot to get exactly where you want to be. This is your call to pivot. You're allowed to be like, I need to switch directions. I need to change the way in which I'm looking at this. This doesn't quite fit. I thought this would fit, but this doesn't quite fit. You know, we are taught it's not, you know, that giving up isn't good or straying off the road. And the truth is, giving up is important and straying off the road is important. If something doesn't fit, don't try to make it fit because somebody told you it fit, right? Find what's right for you. Look deep inside, and if you feel like it's not working where you are, try something different. Ashley W. Oh, I hate this one. Okay, hold on. Food and hunger and commitment to happiness. This is fascinating. This is for Ashley W. Ashley, you have had a past life of extreme poverty. Because of that, you have trouble accepting anything good that comes into your life. You may be like the queen of self-sabotage, right? Where if something good happens, you kind of don't necessarily believe that you deserve the good that's coming around you, right? So this is me telling you that you need to work on your fears around abundance, work on those abundance blocks, work on self-love, right? So that you realize that you have so much value and you deserve these things. The self-love, I have a self-love journal that would be phenomenal for you. Check it out, 2 weeks free. Just scroll down. When you scroll in, there's a drive with so much stuff. Scroll down to the self-love journal. I really think it'll help with this. I really think it'll help clear some of those past life blocks. All right. Is H thinking of me? If you have a specific question, like if someone thinking about you, you can Cash App or Venmo me, and I will answer that right now for you. Celia H. Here we go. I'm gonna give these a good shuffle. Celia H. If you have Cash App or Venmo me, let me know because I haven't gotten any alerts. Okay. Sela H. Love life. Love life. Boundaries. Love life and boundaries. So I don't feel like this is going to be shocking to you. You have a tendency to be a little codependent. You have a tendency, or at least in your previous life, where you would get walked over a lot by the people you loved. You didn't know how to set the boundaries you needed. You actually had a tendency in this previous life to like hang on tighter as someone was trying to push you away. We don't do that here. Here, if someone is pushing you away, you let them go. We really work on attachment style over here. I can help you with all of that. Please watch my videos. Boundaries or so that people can show you the appropriate way to love you, not so that you can make rules. A boundary is set so that you can say, this is what I need to feel safe, right? I think that you've spent so much time feeling scared in your life that you don't even maybe know how to set systems in place that make you feel safe. So that is definitely some stuff to work on in this lifetime. And I can't keep talking about find your light, but I have all the things you need there to help you feel more secure and sort of learn who you are and what you need to feel safe, right? So that you can raise your vibration so that you can go through this world in a way where you feel less anxious, right? I think when we're not taught how to love ourselves, we spend a lot of time in anxiety. And I think a lot of people don't know how to love themselves and have children and don't know how to love them appropriately. And we create sort of a nonstop cycle. Adriana L. Unrequited love. Ooh, I can feel progress. So someone from your life today that you have a deep, loving relationship with is somebody who you could not make it work with in a previous life. It feels so magical and so powerful, and you feel so grateful. If you haven't met them yet, you will, and your entire life is going to change. It's going to be like you've known them forever. If they're already in your life, you're not going to be shocked that I tell you that this person has had many lifetimes with you. And in many lifetimes, you just couldn't make it mesh. You couldn't make it together. There was always something standing in the way. This lifetime, you will be together. It will be magical, and it will be so beautiful. Trust that, and like I said, I think you already know that. I don't feel like I'm telling you anything new. Also, you guys, don't forget the replay always goes up on YouTube, so make sure you are following my YouTube channel. If you miss for any reason if for any reason you miss your name, just know that it will be up on YouTube. All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Lindsay O. Here we go. Okay, Lindsay O. Communal living. Listen to your body. This is fascinating. So you in a previous lifetime lived obviously communal living, which was very, very common. You see that a lot. Here's the thing though, you were one of the people who primarily did all of the chores. You tend to be the person who's kind of always going. The problem with that is your body's telling you need to slow down, but you feel like if you're not doing it all, it's not going to get done. This is a call to delegate. You're going to see this a lot in this lifetime. You're going to take on too much, and your body is going to show you. Your soul is going to scream at you. You're going to, until you make yourself sick, which we do not want to do, right? So this is a call to delegate. Right? Delegate, teach other people how to do things. Make sure you're not taking too much on. Again, this is going to show up constantly in your life, this theme of you overdoing to the point of exhaustion. So really, really work on how you can lighten your load. Allison L. How are you guys doing? Tap that screen for me. Show me your favorite emoji, anything. Allison L. Modify. Okay. Modify and communal living again. Did you guys see me? Everybody saw, right? Everybody saw me shuffle. Please tell me I'm not losing my mind. So Allison L, I think you two had a previous life together, actually. It is the same message. I think it's fascinating that it's the same message. I'm channeling it a little bit differently. That was crazy, right? You saw me shuffle, right? Everyone saw me shuffle, like that was nuts. This is a little different. This is less about delegation and more about the choices you're making to get in your own way, right? There's some stuff going on where you are keeping yourself from getting where you need to be because for some reason you don't think you belong there. So this is another thing. This is more self-love, more value, more abundance blocks. Like we're seeing the abundance blocks a lot. Abundance blocks come in when we don't think we deserve it, which is where that self-love journal comes in. That's so powerful because it teaches us what we deserve. And it also, everything I do has cognitive behavioral therapy in it. So it retrains our mind, right? So listen, you deserve everything. Just know that. And also everyone has value. Everyone has value. So that's important too, to remember that we all bring something different to the world and it's important, right? It's important. Okay. I'm like scared to do this again. Marlena J. I feel like your mom probably watched Days of Our Lives. Spirituality and religion and strength. Marlena J., I believe that you were probably a witch in your previous life. I believe it strongly. I believe that you were probably crucified, judged. People thought about you all the time. And I think that there's some weird thing that happens today where you feel like you have to keep your spirituality and witchy stuff sort of on the down low from other people. There was a lot of judgment about the choices you made. And my daughter's on here saying, Mommy, she's 22. Hi, sweetheart. Good morning. I love you. I hope it's not too cold in Oregon. Anyway, so there's definitely some stuff going on with you. Watch, my daughter's on. I told you guys, watch. I'll pull Egypt for her. You just wait. You just wait. This girl with her past life in Egypt. I know nothing about Egypt. She's obsessed since she was little. She would like tell me about pyramids constantly. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, God, you guys, I'm butchering these names and I'm having such a hard time saying. Can you show me how to say this? Calliope? Is that right? Am I saying that right? Ooh, we have a jumper for Calliope. Hold on, here we go. Asia and compassion. You came from a very dark time. The energy around you was very, very dark. I think you were trapped. I think you may have been like a prisoner of war, which is so crazy. There's definitely a lot of masculine energy around this. You need to be really gentle with yourself and other people around you. I think because this life was so hard and you dealt with so much, sometimes you're just like, toughen up, shake it off. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. This is telling you that things that you have been through in previous lives and in this life, they are a big deal and you can't just shake them off. You have to have compassion for yourself. I think that you're very compassionate with others. I think you're just not compassionate with yourself at all. I think that you gaslight yourself into believing that you're big dealing things that are really, really important to you. And you need to stop doing that. That's how I feel about that. How's everybody doing? Keep tapping that screen. Justina S. Here we go. Justina S. Hot card. Love life. I know you guys all want that one. That's what everybody wants the info on, is the past life, love lives. Let's check this out. And then one more time because I keep pulling the same one. I want you guys to watch me shuffle. Love life. Ruminate. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay, listen to me and understand you have a tendency in your past life, and it's not just one past life, it's a few past life. And in this life, I think you see this too, where you fixate on certain situations that aren't really happening, to the almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you convince yourself that these things are happening in a relationship that just do nothing but make the relationship feel uneasy and uncomfortable because of this. Don't look for anything to be wrong in future love lives. Don't assume something's going to happen. It's like you're sort of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know that saying? The other shoe's not going to drop, right? It's not going to drop. All right. Who is next? Keep tapping that screen. We have about 12 more minutes. Mary B. Mary is one of my regular clients. Hi, sweet Mary. Mary B. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Mary B. Vows. Fascinating. Previous life, vows, and intention. In a previous life, I think that you got yourself into a marriage that for the wrong reasons, and I think you knew they were the wrong reasons. I actually don't believe that you had a choice. I think you were forced into a marriage that you didn't really want to be in. And I think because of that, your subconscious makes you single today. I think because You felt trapped. And what's interesting is we both know, right, that you've been trapped in a marriage in this lifetime too. You really want your other person, but there's this fear, right? There's this fear that if you let somebody into your life, you'll feel trapped again, or their intentions won't be what you thought they would, or something like that, right? So there's a lot of energy around that. Really, really, really do some shadow work and some journal prompts around your relationships with significant others. Actually, that is this month's free shadow, or this month's subscription shadow work is 30 days of your relationships with others. I think once you start journaling, I call it spirit writing, your soul guides will come up and they will make it very, very clear what's going on and where these blocks are. So, you know, work on those, go get them. Again, it's this month's shadow work. They will be gone in 2 weeks and you won't have access to them. So grab them while you can. Amy K. Atlantis. Ooh, Amy, we have mermaid energy. I bet when you were little, you have loved mermaids. I have a feeling you were obsessed. Mental repetition. So definitely super crazy mermaid energy. And mental repetition. So you tend to feel most comfortable doing things that you're comfortable doing. Like you don't like to venture out, or if you missed yours, and I'm not sure, Miss K may know, if you missed yours, the replay is always up on YouTube. So make sure you're following me so you get an alert. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, you tend to like to do things where you know exactly how to do it. You like the repetition of being in a pattern and knowing how to do it. This is a call to you to try new things. And you're gonna feel insecure at first, and you're gonna feel not super comfortable with yourself, trying new things, and you're gonna feel like you're failing, but you're not. You need to learn new things. So trust that you need to learn new things. You will learn them and you'll be able to repeat those and do those as easily as you doing other things, but you need to learn new things and you need to venture out and you need to be comfortable with not being perfect at everything. That is such mermaid energy. They're very siren-y and used to being perfect at everything. Latasha S. You guys, I'm so blind. Like I need to go to the eye doctor. It is not okay how much trouble I have seeing. Latasha S. Baby. I want you guys to see me spreading these around again since I keep pulling the same one. Baby and learning. So in a previous lifetime, I think you are the baby and the parents had a tough time learning how to take care of you. I think that you have a lot of abandonment issues that probably show up today because I don't think people have ever kind of fully known how to love you the way that you feel like you need to be loved, which is a call to boundaries and self-love. I think that you were loved. It's not that you weren't loved. It's just that they didn't know how, right? And I think sometimes you feel like you're hard to love or you feel like you're unlovable, and that's not it. It's that people don't know how to love you, and you might not know how to love yourself. And if you don't, and most of us don't, I mean, you know, I sit here and I talk, I'm almost 50. Who I was when I was even when my daughter was at home as a teenager, who I was then is so different. We're always learning who we are and we're able to love better, right? But we have to love ourselves to be able to love other people. And I think the big thing, and this is how we hurt people, is if we don't know how to love ourselves, it's hard to love others. Keep tapping that screen for my moderators. They are the best in the business. We have 8 more minutes. If you're just joining, drop your first name, last initial. Everybody gets a card. Miriam H. Hi, sweet Miriam. Miriam H. Trees again, but your energy around this is extraordinarily different than the last one. Trees reawaken. So in a previous life, you used to escape a lot. I think you might be someone who really likes camping or likes to be in nature. I'm seeing this as you would sort of escape everybody to go and reawaken, kind of find yourself. You're sort of a loner. You like to be alone, or at least in your previous life, you really like to be alone. I think that you connect the most when you're in nature. And I think this is probably a call to make sure that you're spending an appropriate amount of time in nature. I think we get so caught up in our everyday stuff. We don't do things like making sure that we're taking walks or we're grounding ourselves. You're the kind of person who needs to hug a tree, right? You need to be around that nature. So make sure that you're doing that for yourself as often as you can. Now, it doesn't need to be a camping trip, but you can definitely go like take a walk outside, look at the trees, feel the oxygen around you. DE. Hi, DE. Hold on. Here we go. Keep tapping that screen for me. DE. DE. Transportation. First time today, and this is a really common one. Compassion. So in a previous lifetime, actually, I believe that a loved one that you had worked on transportation. I think that they were working on creating this way for us to get back and forth. And I think because of that, you were alone a lot in your life. And I think in this lifetime, you've probably spent a good amount of time probably feeling like you're on your own or you're waiting for someone. This is the energy of someone being gone and you constantly waiting for them to get back. And then this push and pull between sort of liking your independence and wanting people around. And I think that you see that a lot in your life, this push and sort of pull of what exactly you're looking for, right? How much time you want to spend with someone. It's like if they're ignoring you, you want more time the second they pay attention to someone else. You know, you want less or too much attention to you, you want less time. Am I making sense? I'm starting to get I can feel it. But that is energy around. That's how you guys doing? 6 more minutes. If you want to work with me one-on-one, we can do absolutely any reading you want. I always tell everybody it's your time. You tell me what you want to work on and we work on that. Loretta D. Hi, Loretta. Once again, that is my daughter Charlie's middle name. I think I tell you that every single time you're on. Hi, Loretta. Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm getting all bleh. Okay. Loretta D. Unrequited love. Seek seclusion. Okay, so last time this had different energy, right, around it where you were together in this lifetime. This is an unrequited love that the truth is you don't really want. What's interesting though is you keep calling in this same energetic type that just doesn't know how to love you the way you want to be loved. This says seek seclusion. And I think why it says seek seclusion is you really need to, even if you have a partner right now, find your voice, find your thing. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad partner. That isn't what it is. It's that same sort of situation where you're accepting behaviors that I don't know that you want to accept. And I think they might hurt you, but you've convinced yourself you're trapped. We do that a lot. We convince ourselves that we can't break free of these cycles that we've created and we've put ourselves in. So I am going to tell you with all the love in the whole entire world, setting boundaries will only set the wrong people away. The right people will be like, thank you for teaching me how to love you. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, Jessica M. Jessica, ooh, we have 2 jumpers. So I'm going to take these. Galactic and Orphan. Fascinating. Have you guys ever heard the story about how a very famous TikToker thinks I'm half reptilian? Anyway, Galactic and Orphan and meditation. So there's a whole combination of things going on here. I think you're probably an indigo child. I am. There was a book that I was in. I don't even know the name of it when I was little, where they tested me about things. I think that you are highly intuitive, very, very spiritual. I think that you have always sort of felt like you don't belong here, like you're like a little different, right? You're probably, that is what I see going on there. And meditate. Because I think that you are so intuitive. I think there are so many answers you have. You know, that galactic stuff people talk about. I think it means you're extraordinarily connected. It is not my specialty. There are lots of people who it is that I can refer you to who are amazing. But I think you are extraordinarily intuitive and psychic. And I think if you can learn to meditate and learn to really do the shadow work to see what comes up, I think you have a lot to teach people. That's what I think. Yesna B. Yesna B. Yesna B. Yesna B. Biblical and replenish. So you had an extraordinarily religious life in previous lives. It is possible you were around in biblical times. I'm not seeing that as clearly, but I am seeing that you're highly, highly enmeshed in this religion. again, not being able to do anything without being told that it's the proper way to do it, and knowing some of the things that you're being told are right feel wrong, right? In this, you're going to see that show up in this lifetime a lot, because you're going to kind of challenge conventional thinking. You're going to see yourself push and be like, you know what? So I know that you say that that's true, but I don't vibe with that being true, right? So you're sort of a person who's always pushing the envelope and pushing the conventional thinking is what I see around you. Asia B. Hi, Asia. How are you doing? Asia B, Asia B, Asia B, Native American, probably a shaman in a previous life. Let's see what we got here, but I definitely am feeling medicine woman vibes coming from this. Heavy progress. I do believe that you were involved in medicine. I know you were, and that you changed the world. Honestly, I think that you were a great, great, great healer, Asia, and I think that you are probably a great healer now and you don't realize it. You're probably the person everybody reaches out to when they're in pain. You're probably always solving everyone's problems. You probably feel like strangers come up to you constantly, and it's because you are a healer. You are. You always have been. You always will be. That is who you are. Make sure you're healing yourself though, right? You got to make sure you're healing yourself if you're healing other people. This work, anyone who is on this feed can do this work. I know it. You wouldn't be here if you couldn't. It's heavy, so you got to take care of you. Kayla, sorry guys. Kayla, here we go. Persecution and yeah, hi, you were a witch. This is I was a witch in a previous life card. You probably get your period on the full moon every month. Progress. What I love about you though, you didn't give a fuck. You were like, go ahead. I don't care. I am who I am, right? You don't care. You don't need to be anybody for anyone ever. So this is very different energy than the last energy, right? You are like, this is who I am. You can persecute me till you're blue in the face. I'll take it. I'm not changing for anyone. So I'm going to tell you, it's okay to buff out the edges a little, right? It doesn't have to be so rough, but I do love that you stand in your ground. Mom, pull for me before you go. Okay, Charlie. If she doesn't, I'm going to shuffle really good. If she doesn't get Egypt, I'll be shocked, but let's do it. All right, everyone sees me shuffling. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Vows. I'm shocked. Even I can be shocked. Vows. Awareness. I'm sure you're not surprised. Oscar is part of our soul family. You have been with him for many, many times, and you are very, very destined to be together. He is part of your soul family. You were married in previous lives. You'll probably be married in 20 more. Soul family. All right, Christina, here we go. Christina, that was a good one, Charlie. I bet you really love that one. Christina, here we go. Christina, galactic again. We have another indigo or star seed on our hands. Awareness. Highly, highly intuitive. Trust everything you're thinking. Yeah, you're an indigo or star seed. That is for Christina. And then one more. I do only, my kids constantly are asking me for readings. And I'm like, I'm so tired. I did so many appointments. All right, Miss K. And you guys will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can see us then. We will be doing a very different reading. I try to do something different every single morning, so you never know what you're going to get. Transportation and learning. So this one's different than the last transportation. I believe that you've always had to commute and like do really difficult things where you're gone a lot, and you're constantly learning as much as you can. You really are, Miss K, you really are a sponge, right? You have this way to not be afraid of the big things, and it's really, really great. You always have been. You need to trust that you can learn anything. You are a sponge. You are so smart, right? So always remember that. If something feels overwhelming or like you can't do it, you'll have it mastered in like no time. That is your destiny. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Again, I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are here Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Once again, my calendar is reopening for one-on-one clients starting in about 6 days. Is that right? I don't know exactly. The calendar is open now starting February 22nd. Please go check out all the links in my bio, and please do the 2-week free trial of of Find Your Light Academy, do some of the shadow work. Check out the journals. The manifestation journal is the best on the market. I don't care what anyone says. It works so well. My client yesterday said that she started 2 days ago and manifested $1,000. So, check it out, see what you think, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.